something is making sense to an extent. Okay, I'm seeing something. It's crazy. Um, I'm seeing price creating some form of pattern, but the only problem that I have is it's giving a low risk to ratio, but it works every single time. Now I've not tried the lower time frame. I've only tried from 15 and it's like, so what it does is, let's say I go to 15 minutes now. We see price here sweeping a particular level, probably from the left or even here, sweeping this level. Now when it sweeps it, it does something. Before the sweep, it creates a liquidity above right here. Right, that's the first thing to note. Now after it sweeps it also, it creates a liquidity. If you notice at the top, I put sweep, where is it? Sweep, create, and take liquidity. So it will create liquidity here, right? But after it creates the liquidity, it will go and take the previous liquidity. Now, I've seen this before, but not like in this sense. Now, we have anywhere we have a mitigation like this, price comes back to take them out because, of course, every series of mitigation becomes a liquidity, right? So now, once we have a mitigation, price would come back lower, but it will also take liquidity, but it's not break the extreme liquidity. So it came back and then took what? This guy again. This was the one created. Remember, price was coming. It swept, created liquidity, and took previous liquidity. Mitigated order block, or in this case, supply, right? Probably some internal mitigation, and then came back to sweep here. Now, it swept here as well, creating liquidity again. Creating liquidity again, but what in this case, this time around, taking out the extreme liquidity. So if you don't want to be greedy, we can just say here, because that's the next liquidity, right? If you also don't want to be greedy, you can just use like here. But I think here is what makes sense the most, right? Sorry. Okay. Now we had a sweep, right? We've not taken this liquidity, but in this case, because of we've had what? This liquidity that has not been taken completely yet, we'll wait and let this ship play out. Of course, it's Asian session, so we slip it off here. And then what do we see after all of this is taken out already? What do we see? We see what? A sweep. Okay. And then what do we see again? Liquidity. After the liquidity, what did it do? It came back to take out this whole liquidity down here. Look at it. Look at this liquidity here. Now, naturally, it should come take this out, right? Naturally, it should come take this out because this was the next point of liquidity. But look at what it did instead. It took out all of this guy liquidity right here. I mean, like, I don't know if I'm the only one that is noticing this, but this is crazy. Liquidity. This is crazy. Now, this is the sweep, right? That took out this guy. So from that sweep, we can identify where the liquidity. This is it. And what happened? Sweep, creating liquidity. Sorry, let me first do this mitigation. It's not like a mitigation. Okay, sweep. Yeah, it didn't create a second channel liquidity, but what happened instead? Market came back downwards. We need to wait for that second liquidity. And then what happened again today? What I'm seeing is a sweep. I'll backtest this small lower time frame so I actually know exactly what's happening. A sweep, right? It created, it went up. You can use this as liquidity or this one, but in this case, I'm using this guy. And then we took out this high. Now, price did what internally here? What did it do? Sweep. This is the liquidity. It has not come down to take out anything, so I just wait. Now I'm doing this one right here based on the lower time frame that I'm just practicing right now. But if this works out fine, if this particular one works out, it's about to get lit, you know. But let's see how it goes.